If you had to back one thing in Europe, one sector, one business, one founder type, one something, what would you back and why?
I am backing companies across the entire AI stack. And the reason is that there are companies that are technically amazing at all of it, literally all of it. So you have on the money transfer side, we've got amazing companies. We've got companies that are so good at building training environments for AI. We've got companies that are so brilliant at, basically making AI work in very large enterprises. It's just wherever you look, you've got amazing talent building amazing things around AI everywhere.
How would you kind of define the European opportunity side of that? Because anybody that countered that would say, well, the Americans can do that, the Chinese can do that, and they've got the edge on us. So what is it in Europe that you would, maybe there's a niche or a very specific way of thinking around what you've just said as the investment space? What is the European opportunity in there, do you think?
I think that the way in which very large investors think about the United States and Europe is it's actually one investment continuum. They're not separate continents. I think China is very different from the US and Europe, right? India is very different. Other large countries are very different. They're quite separate. But the economies with a free democracy and free commerce in North America, so Canada, United States, and the European countries, actually quite closely linked. And I don't think that there is a separate opportunity for Europe versus the US. I think it's just part of one larger continuum.
Do you think there's a sovereign angle at all?
I mean, there are aspects of that. But if you think about how it works realistically, that on the AI side, it's dominated by chips made in America. The LLMs are pretty much all of them that we use are made in America. The hyperscalers that they sit on are from America. You open your laptop to access that, that's made in America. The operating systems are made in America. Then you go to the operating layer on top of that. You're probably on the Google stack as an investor. That's made in America. All of it is made over there. So that the whole notion that we can be our own sovereign anything without them is really a fantasy. Now, having said that, there are obviously elements where it makes sense from a security perspective, when you go to the military and things like that. But then the Bundeswehr is on the Google stack partially. The Americans can switch off our planes if they want to, the ones that we just bought, right? So it's just, look, I think there are elements where you can say we want to have that under control, and I think that's fine and good. And then they can say, well, maybe in the future we want to have more under control. And I think that's also all fine and good. And we should do that. But meanwhile, being grounded in reality, we just have to say we're part of one continuum. We're all in NATO, we're allies, we work together. So let's make money together. And on the investing side, we have to invest together. The Americans have got far more money than us. They have got the stock markets. They have got a lot of the technology elements. So we need to play with them. And then the opportunity is to not be bent on Europe, but to actually say we're starting here. And then as we grow up, we'll play a lot with the Americans.